Welcome to an Inside. We haven't done one in months. An Inside TWiT. Lisa Kensel, CEO of TWiT. I'm Leo Laporte. I think you know who I am. I think you know who Lisa is, and that's Ozzy. He just got 11 teeth pulled, so we're going to just hold him.
Yeah, I don't think I can put him down. No bark boxes for at least a week.
No, I'll hold him, though, if you want.
No, he's fine.
Right?
He's very happy on my leg.
Okay. And so we're going to do something different, and I hope this works well, and we can do it from now on. We're going to take some calls a little later on. 8888 Ask Leo if you want to get on the list right now. 888-827-5536. It'll be about, you'll be on hold for about 20 minutes.
Right.
Call now. You can call later if you want. So you have the rundown. What are we talking about?
Well, just a lot's happened around TWiT lately, and I thought it was more than time that we actually, approach the audience and get together and talk about what's going on here. Mm-hmm. We've retired a show that was, I think, our number 3. What was it, the 3rd show you started on the network?
Well, it started as Inside the Net with Amber and me, and it was the 3rd show, I think, after Security Now and This Week in Tech. And Amber and I did it for a long time, and then I took myself off of it. Actually, was it? I guess it was Inside the Net. It seems like it had 3 names.
Net at Night.
Then it was so it was first Net at Night.
Okay. Inside the Net was the first name, wasn't it?
Inside the Net.
You sure? Yep. I'm not sure what the order was. The reason I think it was Net at Night is because we did it at night, and then we decided not to do it at night. No, it was Inside the Net first, then Net at Night.
It was always ITN because we did video.
Oh, you would know.
Even Patrick knows,
Net
yes.
at Night. It's because they know the naming conventions. And then when I left, Sarah took over, and it was called The Social Hour. And the idea of the show was always to talk about the internet and social media and so forth, which is really an area of expertise for Amber, as well as Sarah. Mm-hmm. But the numbers have been dwindling over the last few years.
Yeah, they've just, I think we cover social media so much elsewhere on all the other shows, and the numbers kept diminishing on this show. And, we've tried to boost it with promoting the show, adding, more marquee interviews and things like that. And it still was declining in viewership. So we just thought it was time to retire it. And that's okay.
This is how
this is what happens.
How it works.
Yeah,
I think a lot of times people think that we're like a club, or it's very informal what we are. We're not, but what we are ultimately a business, and we have 20 people, full-time staffers. We pay another several dozen people to be on the shows, and so we have I don't know, what's our payroll, $2 million a year, something like that. There's a significant payroll, so we have to be on a somewhat sound financial footing, and so shows. So what we look at, we look at a variety of things, but what we look at is mostly whether our community is interested in a show, and a strong indicator is when the audience numbers just dwindle. Almost all of our shows they're going up anywhere from 5 to 30% a year.
Right.
Security Now just went up 28% last year. So what that is a strong signal that information is something people really want. So we pay attention to that. We're never going to be we're not trying to be mainstream, but we also don't want to waste our energy and waste your time doing shows that not that many people are interested in. So
right.
And we have the other side of that is we have a limited amount of resources to do shows. So if a show isn't doing well, we'll cancel that and bring in another show. Try other things. And we have been lately trying a lot of things. We've kind of learned, I think, something that I should have known but didn't know.
Well, we did know. I think we're just willing to try other things, and I think we'll probably always sample and reach out and try new things. And I think with trying new things, we've realized that our shows that work the best on this network are paired with other experts, tech news, help how to. We think reviews.
And you can tell us if we're wrong, but we think, and we see this in the numbers, which really is the best way of gauging it, that what people want is this kind of hardcore enthusiast tech stuff. The softer show is, the more abstract a show is, the less interested people are in it. Somebody's saying, Chase Nunes, why not a goodbye episode? I am not, and sometimes we've had goodbye episodes and sometimes not. I'm not a fan of goodbye episodes. Because you can say goodbye and they can say goodbye to you in other formats. A goodbye episode usually is a throwaway episode. In this case, we did in fact say to Sarah and Amber, if you'd like to do a last episode, you can. They decided not to.
Right.
But in general, I don't, with Tom, we had a 30-day goodbye, and it kind of went on too long.
Yeah.
And I think and this is a personal thing, I really don't like self-congratulatory stuff. I don't like doing our 100th episode or 1,000th episode. I don't like stuff to be about us. We're here to serve you. And a goodbye episode is more about us than it is about you. So people can certainly have these goodbyes, Twitter and email, and Amber's been saying goodbye to people and so forth.
Right.
But I don't mind that they didn't have a goodbye show. We did offer it to them as a courtesy. They declined to do it, and I think for the same reason. It's just like, what's the point? It's just like, it's an hour of, goodbye.
Well, it would have been nice to have one. It could have been towards the end of the show, but
anyway,
you can't force people to have it if they don't want one.
Offer it to them, and they decided
right. And in that case too, we did transfer OMG Craft back to Chad, and he's continuing his own show on YouTube.
Now let's talk about that a little bit. That's something. Chad started that show himself.
Agreed.
And we said, hey, Chad, would you like to do it on TWiT? And he said yes. And so we helped. We created a set, and it was fun. It was really a cool thing. And it's done very well, doing much better on YouTube than it's doing on downloads for us.
Right.
And I think that's not surprising. It's a Minecraft show. And I think Chad was kind enough to let us produce it, but I think always he wanted to kind of own it. And for whatever reason. Anyway, we talked about it, and we thought the best thing to do was have him do it himself and continue to own it on YouTube. What we wanted to do with it is learn about YouTube. Because we knew it would really be more of a YouTube show.
Right.
We kind of understand
Well, it was a
better.
gaming show, too. We just wanted to
we've
put our
never had
toes
success
back in
with
that.
either.
So, yeah. And
anyway, we're really glad for Chad. It's he's very happy.
Well, he requested it back, too.
Yeah,
so
he's very happy.
It's fine.
And he's going to continue to do it, but it's just not going to be part of TWiT.
Right. Everyone's asking about Reddit Up.
Well, we did 9 betas. There's a reason we did 9 betas. I was never really happy with the show. I think what we realized is that's a show about content that you could read yourself on Reddit. Well,
I think Reddit has its own community and everything. And I think if we approach the subject again, I think it has to be matched with a Reddit expert. I don't know.
Chad and I talked about it too, and that's the other thing is it never really made sense. If you're into Reddit, you just go and read Reddit. So it was not a show for people who don't use Reddit. It wasn't a show for people who do use Reddit. And and frankly, it wasn't getting traction.
And it wasn't canceled because of the involvement in the celebrity selfie scandal. That's not why we made
were
the
not
choice.
Involved in any way in the celebrity
No, but it wasn't
scandal.
canceled for that same reason.
No. No, we love Reddit. I love Reddit. But it just doesn't make sense to do a show about Reddit when you can go to Reddit and see all the same things. It's like, what are we adding here? I was thinking of it as kind of like Talk Soup, where you get all the daytime shows and you show clips from it. But that didn't make sense.
Yeah, I think that was it. That's someone saying that there wasn't that much meat to Reddit, and that's probably that's
an example. We want to try stuff, see how it resonates with the audience. And what we also want to do is if it doesn't resonate, not waste a lot of time, as we have sometimes with a show that's just not working. If we want to pull the Band-Aid off, if it doesn't work, we'll try something else.
So we do have a new show that we've talked about for how long?
Years.
At least 2 years, right?
2 years, yeah.
So we're finally moving forward with the travel show. And we're going to start working on the show treatment for that, and it will include Johnny Jett, and Sarah Lane is going to be the lead host in studio.
Love that.
And they're working on treatment, so hopefully we'll have some more ideas for our audience in the next couple of weeks, and we'll talk about how we're going to be able to try this show.
Right. We're like, any television network does this. They try stuff. Most of the time, they only give things 13 weeks. I hate to cancel shows, so I sometimes go on a little bit too long. What else?
Well, our New Year's Eve event. You want to do an update on that? We selected our charity.
Yay, we have? What's our charity?
It's going to be UNICEF.
Oh, I'm so glad.
So they're really excited because most people that do a fundraiser on New Year's Eve or other type of fundraisers. They usually deduct all their expenses, but we said this is something we're giving back. So what we want to do is just raise money for UNICEF. So we're working out the details with them, but as soon as we have that information, we'll be putting that up.
We were looking for an international cause because this is going to be a very global show, right? The whole idea of our New Year's Eve show is 24 hours of 2015. We're going to start where the year begins.
We're starting at 3 a.m.
3 a.m. New Year's Eve, and every hour, if we can, we got pretty good coverage last year. I want to get even better coverage this year. We'll talk to somebody in a time zone, celebrate Happy New Year, and then we'll move on to the next.
Maybe
time
with
zone.
less champagne, or are we going to pop a bottle every hour again?
Okay, $2 chuck.
Let's book the cleaning crew.
And then we have little, it's a variety show. It's kind of like a Jerry Lewis telethon. In fact, that's why we wanted to do it for charity. We thought, hey, it'd be fun if we could raise money. UNICEF also has the back end so that they can give, in real time, give us updates on the pledges and stuff. So it's going to be, I'm really thrilled to be doing this, even though.
Well, we're working out all the details. I don't know about the whole back end part yet, but I'm sure we'll be able to get updates and things like that. They have to have something. So we're still getting all that done, but we've sent them the application. And I think it's going to be the U.S. UNICEF that's going to be conducting this, but we're going to make it clear that we want it to be for global funds.
That's right.
So
that's right.
That will be really fun. And also on October 23rd, we're going to be in Austin starting to work on the website redesign. And I am planning a TWiT Austin meetup on October 23rd.
I felt very guilty. I don't know about you, but that we went to London for 5 days and didn't have a meetup.
I didn't feel guilty.
It was such a short trip.
I felt like I was walking around a little numb, a little jet lagged the entire time. And we started at like 8 in the morning and ended at midnight, 4 days in a row. We were there for 4 days, really. So I want to start making sure that we can do a meetup when we can. And if we were there for 2 weeks, we would have definitely done one. But we're going to be in Austin literally for a day and a half on business. And I figured it'd be fun to do a meetup since we're going to be there for business at 7 o'clock at night. We should be done with meetings by 6. So the actual location will be announced. And as soon as I have a venue, I'll let people know.
And this is the beginning of what we hope will be meetups all over the country. I really want to start making an effort to, I would like to do this every month, go to another city.
Yeah,
and do meetups.
Well, it'll be probably, I think it'll be 6 to 10 times a year is what I'm kind of looking at, depending on if we're at a venue or something already. Yeah. And I would like it to be with other hosts as well, so we're going to have to figure out all the logistics on that.
We did that at Tech TV. It's expensive, but boy, it's sure fun. And I to this day, I meet people. Yesterday somebody said, are you still doing anything on the air? Because I met you in, can't remember where it was.
Detroit or something, yeah.
And when you were with Tech, no, this was the Tech TV. And what are you doing nowadays? But it's the funny thing is that was about 10 years ago. People remember that.
Right.
And I think it's really fun. And I certainly love doing it. And I'd love to get our other hosts doing it. Patrick Norton never liked doing it. He was...
Well,
wasn't his favorite thing.
We actually have to travel a little bit for business and a few other things. So I think I'm going to try to tie it to those events. Yeah. And I'd like to maybe even do a couple locally. So we might do a few here in Petaluma, San Francisco, that kind of thing. Because that'll be a lot easier if I can't always schedule something abroad.
And we do have a meetup every Sunday here after TWiT. I'll sign autographs, take pictures.
I know, but this would be more casual, more fun. They get to actually meet you guys. I think that would be
we do that every Sunday after TWiT. And we have an open studio. Everybody who comes here and watches our shows gets a picture. We get to pose for pictures. And you've seen that. And we get to talk. So it's kind of always a meetup here. But for people who can't make it to Petaluma, I think we'd like to go to you. I'm excited about that. Yeah, well, I'd love to do Vegas. We go to Vegas fairly frequently.
Yeah, and we are going to be there for CES. So we're going to have Padre Scott and Dick will be at CES this year, and we're working out the details as to how we're going to cover it. I believe we're going to have a live view, so there'll be some live events. There'll be updates daily on TNT. And then I actually have a surprise I need to talk to you about because I think there might be an element where Leo will be involved, but I have to tell him about it first before I tell all of you about it.
I'd love to go to Lisbon. Let's go to Lisbon. We're going to Portugal.
No, I was talking about CES in Vegas. I might drag you there for a day.
I got a surprise for you.
Really? Oh, okay. I'll go to Portugal. So that's what's happening with CES. And I think we're going to be doing more Inside TWiTs regularly. Is that part of what we want to do
It's up to you. Yeah, I mean,
I think we should. I think we should try to.
I'm always here after Twig on Wednesday. This is when we do it, and in between Twig and Tech News Tonight, there's usually about half an hour, and so I'd like to do it. But we don't always have something to say.
Well, so. I think we're going to try to do it every week or every other week. So I think it's smart to do this a little bit more. We want to be a little more accessible, give our fans more of an update. I think it's better if it's coming from us rather than who knows where. And I think it's just time.
Part of doing the tweet ups too, or the meetups, is to be more available and to be out there.
The tweet ups? You meant the twit ups?
Sometimes they call them tweet ups. I don't know why. We should call them twit ups.
Twit ups.
Let's call them twit ups.
There we go. Strange.
Sounds like something's wrong there.
I know.
How's Ozzy doing? Are you okay?
He's fine. He's passed out on my leg.
Yeah.
All right. So we want to take calls? So
let's open the lines. 8888 Ask Leo. It's the same number we use for the radio show. 888-827-5536. And if you're watching the recording of this, obviously, if you call that number, nothing's going to happen. But if you're watching live, and by live, I mean at 6:41 p.m. Eastern Time on Wednesday, October 8th, then you could call 888-827-5536.
Looks like we have a couple of people.
You got it potted up on the board? Hi, Terry.
Hello, Leo, Lisa. Thanks for taking my call.
Hey, you're on the road. Where does that mean?
I'm driving from Cincinnati about an hour east.
All right, awesome.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So on the chili, or three-way, four-way, what is your preference?
Mine's a 3.
Three-way?
Yeah.
That would be onions, cheese, and macaroni? No beans.
No beans.
No beans.
Okay, I can't hear this guy at all. So this is nice
Turn up the bleed.
This is nice that Leo can hear.
She's not missing anything, is she, Terry?
Okay, I guess not.
What's your question, Terry? Is there something you wanted to talk about? Actually, it doesn't have to be a question. It could be a comment, whatever.
Yeah, I'm really intrigued on your transition to the video format that you're using now with Windows and everything. I do a lot of video production, and I heard on a previous Inside TWiT, somebody was saying something about the codec that you're going to be using. You're transitioning from ProRes to DNX HD. And he said it was a lot better, and I was just wondering if you had any insight on that. I'm not trying to bait you into a debate on which codec's better or not.
We got to get the Flowmaster on that one. Alex Kumpel, Flowmaster.
Oh, hi.
So one of the part of this is that we didn't want to buy Mac Pros.
Right.
We wanted to use Adobe Premiere, which is Mac or PC.
Right.
But we found that for the same amount of money we'd spend on a Mac Pro, we can get a really good state-of-the-art PC.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're how many? 8?
We have 6 PCs.
6 PCs, because we have 6 editors. And why? I guess because we're not using Final Cut, we're not going to use ProRes, right?
So the problem with ProRes on Windows.
I don't think he's on mic.
Am I on mic?
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
the problem with ProRes is on Windows is that Apple doesn't supply encoding codecs for it, only decoding. So there are third-party codecs, but why would you do that? And you could just do Avid, and it's cross-platform, and it's free. And
so DNX is an Avid format?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Not a Premiere format.
No, it's Avid. Premiere doesn't have their own thing. Premiere will just work with whatever.
Okay. That's one of the nice things about Premiere is we're going to have ingest will be a lot easier than it used to be because it understands any old crap that you throw at it. And we showed earlier the new way we're going to do this.
Our carts.
We switch on a TriCaster. What is it, an 8,000?
Right.
8,000.
8,000. But we're going to record now to a Sound Devices video recorder.
Mm-hmm. Sound Devices
DNX?
Pix 250, DNX HD.
And it's going to record on SSDs. So we have 5 quarter-gig SSDs, quarter terabyte SSDs.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll punch one in. Do you have to format it each time?
That's actually what we're debating right now. So what I think we're going to do is the stack of drives will be dirty. So the TD's job will be put it into the sterilizer, which will clean it. We'll have a special slot that just does that.
And by script, it will
it'll erase it, and that'll be really quick. And then you put it in the recorder, close it, hit record, do the show.
What happens if they don't sterilize it?
Then the drive won't have its full capacity of recording, and then that's the TD's fault for not following procedure.
That is definitely going to fail.
So the TD needs to follow a procedure that the TWiT operations and engineering department has defined. But yeah,
Follow the rules.
That's the idea.
And so then they'll record on that, and we're actually going to sneaker that then to an ingestion station.
Which will be about a 6 inches to the right of it.
It's a short trip.
Yeah, so you'll take it out, you'll put it into the ingest slot and hit a button which will start a script that will take the contents of the recording and copy it over to our new file server.
Right.
Where the editors are all connected and we'll grab it.
Russell's bringing us the sound devices.
This is the ingest slot. So this is going to be connected to a PC that will run the scripts to copy to the file server.
Yeah. And why did we decide to do this? Oh, because we got rid of the sand.
Right, we're getting rid of the sand. And the current way that recording is dumb anyway, which is just capturing live video as if it was tape logging capturing, which has no redundancy and has failed in the past, and this will be much more reliable.
Right.
And much more clear that it's currently recording because we have a big record light right in front of your face at the TD station.
Good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it won't change the quality.
So if you miss this big record light, then something's seriously wrong.
Right, and we have the possibility of using GPIO stuff. Sometime in the future, we can hook up a thing where we can have a big studio recording light that if somebody notices it's not on, they could tap the TD on the shoulder and say, "Hey, you didn't start recording."
That's a good idea.
Or something like that, where everybody can see if it's recording.
So now the most important question: when is this going to be done?
Few weeks.
Any day now.
I thought it was supposed to be in September.
We're working at it right now as we speak.
Excellent. So looking forward to it.
We're currently working on the ingest.
The workflow has to be cobbled together in scripts.
Right.
In fact, I see Russell writing his script right now.
He's doing his PowerShell scripting right now.
Is that in PowerShell? Yeah. Well, no, that's all right. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, we only have a few. We only have a few more minutes.
Terry, any other questions?
Yeah, just real quick for your New Year's Eve live event. Do you need any more volunteers to help TD?
Yeah, sure.
Email Tanya at twit.tv.
TONYA.
Yes. She's the producer on the New Year's Eve event. So
you want to come out
she
here,
can take
Terry,
a look at what we need.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Cool.
Have you used TriCasters before?
Sure have.
We got a TD volunteer, everybody.
Here we
Yay!
go. Woo!
Ring a bell. Thanks, Terry.
All right, man. We'll talk to you later.
Take care.
Excellent.
Drive
Thanks.
safe.
Bye.
Taylor. Hey, Taylor. Taylor Karras is on the line.
Hey, Leo.
Hey, Taylor. What's up?
With me. Say hi, Ashley.
Hey, how's it going, Leo?
Hi, Ashley.
Hey.
What can I do for you today?
Go, babe.
So I have a question about TWiT. Okay, what is the future for TWiT? I mean, what are your new shows? What direction are you taking it into? What deals are you going to make it bigger?
That's a really good question.
Thank you.
If I knew, I would tell you. Do you know?
Well,
do you know, Lisa?
Well, we want to do more, tech experts, tech news, help and how to, and just keep building upon those things that are actually working for our network.
So we have
for our audience.
I have a mission statement. You want me to read you the mission statement, Taylor?
Yes.
Okay, let me see if I can find that.
The whole mission statement?
It's a paragraph. No, not that long document.
Oh, okay. I was a little scared.
No. I have a short one. A mission statement is supposed to be one sentence. I've always thought of us as, or our end game was as, kind of the. I used to say CNN. I don't like that. I'm gonna say CNBC of tech. That we would be close to 24/7. Would provide you with hardcore information that a tech enthusiast would want, both help, how to, and news. Those three.
And reviews.
Say again.
That's a good mission statement.
Yeah, well, I can't find the mission statement. I'll read it to you as soon as I can find it. But one of the things that comes up is that I'm getting old, Taylor. And
I know.
I probably have maybe 10 more years that I would want to do this as I'm doing it full time. I do 12 shows a week. That's kind of an unreasonable amount to do. But I love it, so I can do it because I'm young enough to keep doing that. But at some point, I'm not going to either be in shape or have the energy to do 12 shows a week. So one of the things. I really
admire you. You're a young old man. You keep on doing the stuff that you're doing.
Yes, keep it up, Leo.
Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Taylor. I do really love doing this, but I also have to recognize that at some point we either have to transition to other people, or sell it, or shut it down because I can't keep doing it, or cut back to a lighter schedule. So I don't know what the next 10 years will hold. I can't make a promise one way or the other. I was for a while. I'll be honest. I was for a while thinking that it would be much bigger than me, that we'd have, we've got Mike, we've got Sarah. I was hoping that we could bring in other people and really create something that's not the Leo Network, because unfortunately it's kind of the Leo Network. And it still is, revenue-wise, like 80 or 90% is the Leo shows. So that hope may be fading. Doesn't mean we won't do anything that's not me. I want to do more than that, but we can't.
Well,
but
we're
it's one
adding
of the
some
reasons
things
we're
that are
being
not
more
you.
conservative about what we're doing also, because it's crazy for me, as I have been for the last 8 years, 9 years, to take the money that we make on my shows and subsidize all these other shows that don't make money. So at some point, the corner has to turn, or we have to figure out what we're going to do. And I can't say I don't know what we're going to do.
Well, thanks for answering my question.
Hey, thank you, Taylor.
All right, thank you.
Is that fair? Do you think, Lisa, is that a fair description?
It's a fair description. I think it is
Lisa
fair.
and I kind of plan this jointly. I can't do it just by myself. And Lisa is what's great about Lisa is she's reality. So
Well,
I have a fantasy about what we'd like to do, but can it be done? Is it practically feasible?
We took a hard look at the shows that are working for us that don't have you on it, and that's where we came down to we really need to super serve our audience and focus on the things that work.
Look, we do this because because I love it, and I think the people who work here love it, but B, because we know you want, and this was how TWiT started, is people said, what happened to Tech TV?
Yeah.
I want that kind of information still. And I think there still is a need for that kind of information. It's obviously evolved. When Tech TV was on from 98 to 2004, tech computing was a very different thing. But we cover mobile now. We cover a lot of other things that we didn't cover before.
Right.
And we will continue to evolve. But I do believe that there is a community of tech enthusiasts, of knowledgeable tech users who want this kind of hardcore information, not what you see on network television, which is terrible because they're scared of the content. They don't understand it.
Right.
They soften it. We don't want to do soft stuff.
So I think we should take another caller. How about line 3, Dan?
Hey, Dan, Leo Laporte. And
hey,
Lisa
Leo,
Kensel.
how you doing? It's Dan here today from Vancouver. Now, I travel all over the country, but one problem: you don't come up here enough.
I know. I came up 5 days a month for a while.
I think you had your fill of Toronto for.
No, I love Canada and I love Vancouver and I love Toronto, but I couldn't do the. Actually, this one of the things that slows me, that worries me, is I'm pretty much stuck here. So, for instance, this trip to London, we had to squeeze it in between the radio show.
I have a slight solution for you.
All right.
Remember that amazing shot you had? I called the grassy knoll shot that you have from the Apple Live event. Love that. It really looked like there was some secret action going on.
Wasn't that great?
You need to get some more live broadcasts. You come on up here to Vancouver. I promise you, it's sunny 24 hours a day, never rains. So perfect shot.
You're such a liar.
That's not a bad idea.
A lot of movies are made up there.
We are exploring getting a live view.
So the technology we used for the Apple coverage was on loan from Alex Lindsay. It's called a Live View, and we used to have one. They've gotten much better. That's what we used for our CES coverage for years. But it was always kind of shaky. Now they've gotten much better. In fact, we had a better stream than Apple did from the Apple event.
Yeah, well, actually, I preferred theirs because I understood Mandarin a little bit better. So it worked out so much better. But man, I got to tell you, that live view or live, I can't.
Wasn't that amazing?
Well, it was also amazing because it was outside. I mean, that's part of the benefit of using a live view outside.
We'd love to do more of that. It's very expensive. It's a non-trivial enterprise. We have to send people to wherever this is, put them up in a hotel, feed them. We have to have.
But we're gonna do this at CES, and we're gonna pick a few shows in the year that we're gonna start covering again.
So Padre will be at CES. Dick DeBartolo will be at CES.
Yep, and Scott
Wilkinson will be at CES. We're going to send some producers down. We'll have a camera crew.
But our goal is to start identifying a few more places because I'm hoping to, I don't want to make the announcement premature, but I'm hoping to be able to go to a couple more live events and bring a live view and be able to broadcast from location.
Well, don't forget us Canadians up here. We love you. We sound a little bit funny, but believe me, we love you. So
come on, Dan. You're a radio guy. I can tell.
I love it.
You're on the radio, aren't you?
How could you possibly tell? That would be completely.
What do you do?
No, actually, I'm a talent agent for voiceover people, so it just pick up from that.
Oh, that's neat. But you used to be voiceover guy.
No, God, no.
You sound like a voiceover guy.
You put me in front of a mic, I'll faint in an instant.
No, I don't think so.
Well, I think you're doing pretty well.
He sounds very good, actually.
You mean I'm on the air? Well,
I used to go to the Gavin conference, the radio conference, and everybody was practically cupping their ear. Hi, how are you? How have you been? Well, I'm on the beach right now, but I hope to get a job soon.
As soon as you're in the shower, it's all great. The problem is when you come out of the shower, then you go, oh, that's reality? No.
Everybody sounds like Ted
like
Baxter.
Wanted to thank you, Leo. Thank you to all you guys. You guys do a fantastic job. You keep the day going, and it makes it a lot more interesting. I have you on pretty much 24 hours a day. I'm not married. I wonder why.
We're bad for relationships.
That's not true.
Thank you, Dan. I appreciate it.
Thank you both. Have a great one.
Somebody points out there are shows that do very well without me. All About Android is a very good example of that. That's a very successful show. TNT has been very successful for us and is doing quite well.
And so has Sarah's shows. i5 for the iPhone, I think, is really a solid show as well. So is the Enterprise show, and that's hosted by Father Robert, and Know How as well.
By any means, the shows without me don't do well.
No, but that's where we have to narrow our focus and focus on the shows that do well and the type of content we're putting out. Right. So I think that's the important thing, is making sure it's relevant, making sure it includes experts, and making sure it's what our audience wants. Right. And that's why we don't have a crystal ball for this. So.
Jonathan, Pittsburgh, PA. I'm sorry, Jonathan, about your Pirates. We had to do it.
I understand. You do what you have to. Excuse me. First of all, both of you, thank you so much for all you do. Really appreciate it. Love the network. I have two comments/questions, one about TWiT, one about the radio show.
Okay.
As far as TWiT is concerned, and Leo, I believe you mentioned this when you did the Giz Fizz with Dick, which was really informative and excellent. But you mentioned kind of a difference of opinion between you and Lisa when it comes to marketing the network. And I wondered what each of your thoughts are about that. Leo, I believe you mentioned that Lisa wanted billboards, and I wouldn't necessarily agree with that. But as far as online advertising of either particular shows and or the network in general, and as far as the radio show, my comment is I listened to it with my 11-year-old daughter, and I love your experts, Scott and Johnny, Chris Marquardt, but I wish there was a female voice for her.
Oh, I love that. We'll get one. Yeah, that's a very good point.
Yeah, if it were Sarah talking about something that's cool and new online.
You're absolutely right that there should be a female voice.
It should be somebody outside the network.
There should be a lot of female voices, frankly. And I agree, as role models for your daughter, we need to have more female voices. We try really hard to have female voices on the network as much as we can.
And you do, yeah.
And we have been, actually. We've been pretty successful.
Well, we're run by a woman. I think that's a start. But
I'd say our company's half and half. I mean, half females, half males.
But I agree with you, and that's
the radio show. The radio show gets a different audience.
Yeah, I haven't even paid attention to that. And you nailed it, Jonathan. I will do that.
It's a great idea.
Thank you. As about marketing, I have a.
Well, wait. Can I just talk about the marketing since it's mine?
Yeah. Well, let me just say what the difference of opinion is. I don't believe in it.
Right. But Leo doesn't believe in it.
I hate marketing.
Since he doesn't believe in it and I do believe in it, he's given me that ball, and I get to pretty much do whatever I feel is the right thing for our network. So some of the things I am doing is that we are just working out some details with Stitcher, and we're going to start being one of their premier partners. So they're going to start promoting us a little bit more on their network. And so I've reached an agreement with them. We're doing the same thing.
That's a really effective kind of thing because you're already there. You're already on your mobile. You're listening.
Right, but it takes a little bit of work. It takes a little bit of money to put this together because we're going to have to do special cut downs for them. I'm also just in agreement with TuneIn, and we're going to have our own page with them. We're also going to be featured more with them. So I'm actually starting to branch out and doing more marketing. What I'm also going to be doing is having the TWiT hosts appear more on different networks. I'd like to do some more cross promo in that direction, as well as we're starting to go through all of our shows, all of our content, and you're going to start seeing little snippets from every show beyond TWiT bits appearing in between shows, possibly during shows. There's quite a few things that I have started to work on, and everything's starting to finally come together. So you'll see more happening around here. And Leo looks a little surprised right now because I haven't told him about half of this. But this is part of my job here too. And my goal is I want to grow our network and get our shows out there that are, brilliant, and just make sure we get them around and in front of, more people. So it's been helping.
Curtis B is pointing out another thing Lisa did, which is we're getting on airplanes.
Yes,
that's been very effective.
We're actually more than just on Air Canada. We're now on 3 airlines, and we're trying to increase that. We are actually in quite a few auto dealerships in their repair rooms. They've requested us to give them some of our content, so they play our content there. And so we're just we're looking anywhere and everywhere that we think makes the most sense to put our content out there, and just we'll see what happens.
I should say I know marketing works, and I know we need to do marketing. I just have a natural aversion to it, so
that's okay.
I don't like it. So
that's why I haven't gotten a billboard yet.
I don't like balancing my checkbook, or I don't like. There's a lot of things I don't like to do. Doesn't mean I'm right. It's just they're the things I don't want to do. So, but thank goodness somebody else does. I think the best kind of marketing for us is natural. Is in that natural environment like that.
Well, that's part of it.
Yeah.
You
know what works really well
for
us is iTunes.
Mm-hmm.
When we get promoted on iTunes, that makes a huge difference for a show. We've noticed
Same
that
with Stitcher. That's and as well as other partners. So that's what I'm going to focus on is that. And I haven't gotten the billboard yet, but I might try it at some point. We'll see.
She's got a free
Leo, I
reign.
think anything that can help with discovery, and you mentioned people saying to you sometimes, "Oh, you still do a show."
That always baffles
anything
me.
That can help with that is great.
Yeah, and that's really the truth. Is that's why I do the radio show. That is the best marketing of all. That gets to a huge audience on 200 stations. That introduces, as you say, a lot of people who aren't tech enthusiasts, who don't know about TWiT to what we do. So that's really a big part of why we do that. Hey, thanks, Jonathan.
Thank you, guys. Okay,
great suggestion. We're getting out of time. Can I do one more? Okay. We got to go TN2. We'll do a quick one with Tom in Scranton. Hi, Tom.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going well. How are you?
Very good. I'm just reiterating thanks to both of you.
You're a new viewer? You're new to the network.
I am not. We talked once before when you were testing the phone system out before you got it working on for the tech guy.
So the call screener said you're a new viewer, but I guess not.
Oh, no. I'm a long time. I'm next to him in the chat room.
Oh, great.
I salute you.
My question was inquiring about the new studio. I saw the post that you made before going to London.
Studio B, I call it.
Yeah, Studio B. And inquiring about the makerspace, is that on hiatus? Or?
Yeah, that would be where the makerspace would be, and we're not against the idea. We have the No Hole, and we have there goes Sarah Lane getting ready, and we have the Know How show, which is kind of our maker show. We were thinking maybe that. So you've been here, I guess, because you know that space. We were thinking maybe of making a maker.
But we've been actually doing more maker type shows anyways on Know How. So we've probably integrated more of our maker content on that show for now.
What we wanted and needed was somewhere people could produce content for before you buy, the travel show, I-5, that isn't in this studio because this studio is in use. So we need kind of a second out-of-the-way place they can do that. And it's kind of a Charlie Rose studio. It's got black curtains.
It is, yeah.
We do have
We could do a green screen.
So it's a flexible set that we can do ad hoc stuff that's not live.
But it also gives us the ability to bring in an expert that has a day job, that doesn't have time to, come here every week to do something. And we could probably do some pre-records back there as well. Right. So that's what our backspace has turned out to be.
We are done, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, he's nude? I'm sorry. I thought he was new. He's a nude viewer.
Oh, it's
Jeff,
funny.
You've got to work on your typing. So thank you to Jeff Needles. He was our call screener today. Did a nice job. Did you have to hang up on anybody, Jeff? Yeah, a sweet old lady? Oh, wrong number. Anything else anybody wants to talk about? All right, we're gonna get it over to Sarah for Tech News Tonight.
Excellent.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. And we promise we'll do more of these.
We're going to do more of these, and we're going to keep having a call screener. So
that's news to me. That's excellent.
Well, with calls. We have both.
With calls. Oh, good.
Yeah, call screener with calls.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you, John, Jammer B, who ran the board. Burke, thank you for running the board. See you later.